It's time to have fun and be creative with two of my favorite fast foods, pizza and quesadillas. We're making pizzadillas. Stay tuned. Well, as you saw in the intro, you know what I'm making. Pizzadilla. And why? Well, because you can, of course. No, really, the reason why is because I wanted to do something fun today. And I love taking different cuisines, mixing them all up, throwing it out there, and just seeing what I can create with it. And I've seen where people have done pizzadillas, and they looked okay, but I think I can make mine a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm taking basically two of my favorite things. Pizza, which is probably my number one favorite thing, and quesadillas, which is up there with my favorite things from south of the border. And I'm going to mix it up. Like I said, mix it all up and create a pizzadilla. Great for movie night, having fun. You got some friends over, you want to do a little party, throw some pizzadillas out. And here's the bonus. I'm going to do it all, the whole thing, in my Ninja Foodi XL Pro. Now I'm going to open this up. And Lori's going to pan in on it, if I don't knock over my oil here. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my sausage and peppers, because I'm going to do like a sausage pizza, sausage with peppers and onions. I'm going to start them here on my little griddle plate. Now I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to do the quesadilla part on my griddle. It's going to come out fantastic. I can guarantee it. It has to. It's gonna. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the entire thing in my Ninja Foodi XL Pro. And then we're going to have some fun. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Foodi. And I've got it set for a grill right here. And I've got it set for high. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit that, the start button, and we'll let this preheat. Now, while that's preheating, I've got a lot of my sausage already kind of portioned up here. And I'm going to have them in kind of big chunks like this. And I used the links, the Italian sausage links. I got some hot sausage in here, and I got some sweet sausage in here. How I make my portions is very simple. They're in the skin already. I'm taking them out. I grab the skin, I pull a little bit out, and that's it. I just go down the line, pulling out the size of the portion that I want to pull. And that's all there is to it. Simple dimple. Get the last of it right here. Pull that out. Now I got gunk all over my hands. I'm going to go wash my hands. We'll come back when this is heated up and we'll get the sausage going. When that's about 3/4 done, we'll add some onions and peppers to it, and I got some pepperoni as well. Heat that all up, set aside, and then get cracking on the quesadilla part. And so, hey, while that's heating up, let me go ahead and do my episode shout out. This episode shout out goes to a good friend of mine, and I haven't seen him in a long while. That's my fault. MS1 retired Jimmy Lawrence. Jimmy and I go back way, way back. All the way back to my first command in Naples, Italy. We really weren't friends back in Naples. I had seen him a couple of times at the hospital. He was a cook at the hospital. I was a cook over at the NATO base. And a few years later, I was on the USS Simon Lake, and aboard comes MS1 Jimmy Lawrence. I said, "Hey, I know you from Naples. You look familiar too." And then we hit it off. Best buds ever since. So this episode is dedicated to you, Jimmy. Pizzadillas. Okay, it's telling me to add the food. Now, the best thing about the Foodi is you can cook with the lid up or down. I prefer down. That way I can reduce the amount of smoke. And also, you have air circulating in there, hot air, so it cooks a little bit faster. So another good point to the Ninja Foodies, if you're cooking with the lid down, so you have some bottom heat going, you have some top heat going, so you're going to have to reduce your cooking times down. Keep a close eye on this, and I like to cook with it down. Reduces smoke, cooks a little faster. So all of my sausage going on my griddle plate. Kind of break it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown this up. I'm going to cook this, like I said, about 3/4 of the way. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my onions, my peppers, and some pepperoni. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid and let that cook a little. Now let me go ahead and check in on this. It's looking really good. It's been about 2 minutes. It's looking, like I said, really good right now. Browning up nicely. I'm just breaking up some of these that are kind of fused together. You don't have to, not necessary. Yeah. Yeah. Good catch. Alright, I'm going to let these go for another minute, covered, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my onions and my peppers, and lastly my pepperoni. Alrighty. Looking good here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw some peppers in there, some onions in there, that in there, and I'll go in with the pepperoni at the last minute. So just kind of mix this up a little bit. I'm only par cooking some of these veggies. It's a little bit easier when we actually get to cooking the pizzadilla, because it's not going to be able to cook fully inside there. I don't want them all crunchy. I like a little bit of al dente to it. All right, we'll let that go for a minute. Okay, go one more minute. And just throw some pepperonis in here. Let that cook for a minute. And then we'll pull all this out and get on to the next steps. One minute. We have about 5 seconds. This should automatically turn off. There we go. And this is looking good. Now, what I'm going to do is pull this tray out. Put it over here. I'm going to shut this. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up for the next phase in this pizzadilla. And that's going to be griddling. So turn this on. Set this over to griddle. I get it set for 400 degrees. And that's going to go ahead and preheat. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and transfer all of my pepperoni, my sausage, and my onions and peppers over into this little bowl here. Try to mix it as I put it in there. Oils will fall down to the bottom. I'll take the stuff off the top. And the reason why I wanted to pre-cook the sausage is I really didn't want all that grease in my pizzadilla, and it wasn't going to cook inside the pizzadilla. I'd be burning that up before that sausage was done. So there you have it. That's the reason why I did it. Alright, so I'll just get this in here. We're heating over here. We're almost ready. So we'll be back in a second and we'll start putting together the pizzadilla. So we're ready to go ahead and assemble our pizzadilla. First thing I'm going to do is put down some mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to get plenty of cheese on here. And I'm using a low moisture mozzarella. I don't want this getting all soupy, so low moisture mozzarella. There we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some of our peppers, some sausage, and pepperoni on there. And this is smelling so good. I could just eat this. So over here. Looking pretty good. Alright, some more peppers and onions. Alright. Now I'm going to go in with my sauce. And I'm using Rao's pizza sauce. Why? Well, because I can. And I usually make my own pizza sauce, which is usually just San Marzano tomatoes, some garlic, and basil. But I've been hearing so much about Rao's sauces, so I was curious. I saw it on the shelf. I figured I was going to go ahead and try it. There's my Rao's. Going to go in with some fresh basil. And I love basil. I mean, the smell of this is just nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Alrighty. And I'm going to go in with a little more. Actually, I'm going to go in with some pecorino romano. A little bit of crushed red pepper because I want a little heat. The cool thing about this, the fun thing about this is you can make this your own. You don't want to put meat on there? Don't. You want to put mushrooms or artichokes or whatever, or just cheese? Go for it. I'm going to go in a little bit more mozzarella because I want to use this to bind some of the ingredients together. Melt down in there and bind that all up. I'm just going to fold this over. Now, let me explain one thing. The Ninja Foodi griddle, let me move this out of the way, has a little bit of a slope on it. That's so all the fat can drain down into a little fat trough down here. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure when I put my Pizzadilla on here, I'm going to put the open side facing up. So I'm going to put this on. There we go. And this should only take about 2 to 3 minutes. And I'm going to shut her down and we'll let her cook. Alright, so I went to peek in on this and I need to point something out. Because I had the top down, I had circulating air, the top crust kind of blew up a little bit. So luckily I checked it out and got it back down. So when you're doing the quesadillas like this, if you got a pizzadilla or even a quesadilla, you don't want to use the top down because that's going to pull that up. So it looks like we're ready to flip this over as well right about now. It's looking good. Got some nice marks on that. Let me find my spatula. It's right over here. Got a good caramelization, like hot. Got everything on. Now this is going to be tricky here. I got to get this flipped over. So, do is go like this. Oh baby, look at that. Like I said in the beginning though, the good thing about the Foodi here is you can cook with the top open or the top closed. So I guess from here on out I'm keeping it open because I don't want that blowing up again. Alrighty, it's time to go ahead and check to see if this is done on the bottom, and it looks like it is. We got some nice cheese meltage in there. Time to pull this off. There we go. There's our pizzadilla. And if you didn't notice, I went ahead and took the liberty of opening myself up a pepperoni because I'm thinking a pepperoni is going to really go well with that pizzadilla. So, looking good here. Let me go ahead and give it a little cut. Get that baby. Nice cheese melting in there. That is going to be so good. Look at this. Oh yeah. Ah. And then get all over me. That with a couple little bit of pepperoncinis in here. Throw some of that basil on top. Make it look pretty. And there you go. Pizzadilla. Ah! Now my camera gal told me that I should probably cut this into a little bit smaller piece because I'd be wearing it. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to her because she's usually right. So I'm going to cut this into a smaller piece. And here we go. in for the kill, huh? This is a killer pizzadilla. You saw how easy it is to make this. How fun it can be. You include the kids, include your friends. Let them make their own. Put all the ingredients out there and let them go to town on it. This is outstanding. I love sausage. I love peppers and onions. And this works for me. Do what works for you. But mix things up. See? Mexico, south of the border, Italy. I mixed it all up. And this is what we got. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and most importantly, share. And right over here, go ahead and punch my logo. That makes it easier for you to subscribe. So until next time, thanks and we'll see you.